But now let's just talk about how these guys are producing estrogen. Okay, remember, what is this estrogen is happening? Production of estrogen is happening in the granulosa cells. Okay, that's what's happening. So let's talk about. So let's do this. Okay, so let's see if you see here. Okay, I made this a granulosa cell. What is going to happen here? Okay, so you can think about this as a granulosa cell. Okay, so basically what happens here is that, okay, let's say this is a granulosa cell here. All right. And then the granulosa cells has a receptor, right? What is the receptor for? LDL receptor, guys. Remember, LDL receptor. Okay, because this LDL receptor is the one that's going to bring what? Cholesterol, right? Because remember, we need a cholesterol to make estrogen, right? That's what's going to happen. To the LDL receptor, the cholesterol is going to come. And where's the cholesterol going to go? Cholesterol is going to go to, let's make this as a, okay, I'm going to make this as a, okay, mitochondria right here, okay? Cholesterol is going to go to the mitochondria with the protein called star protein. You remember, guys? What is this called? Steroidogenic, okay, acute regulatory protein. That's going to bring the cholesterol in the mitochondria of the granulosa cells. And let's say this is my cholesterol right here, okay? Let's say my cholesterol. And this cholesterol is going to what's going to happen to cholesterol? That's going to get converted into something called, you guys remember this? Pregnenolone, right? I'm sorry for the spelling if I'm spelling it correctly, but cholesterol is going to convert this. And what's the enzyme? It's basically a mitochondrial enzyme. It's a P450, and it's a side chain cleavage enzyme. Because cholesterol is a 27 carbon. With this enzyme, it's gonna make this compound pregnenolone, and this is a 21 carbon. That's what's gonna happen, right? And what is gonna happen? This compound right here is gonna come to the cytoplasm here, right? Look, and what is gonna happen to this pregnenolone? So guys, these will get converted into, okay, what is this going to get? Look, progesterone, right? This is going to get into progesterone. And what is how does it going to get converted to progesterone? Because obviously there's enzyme there presented, which is called, look, those are at the 3 beta position. It is called hydroxysteroid dehydrogenesis enzymes. Okay, and that is going to make the compound progesterone. But this is very, very important, guys. Look, progesterone, this is a granulosa cell. Remember this. This progesterone, does not have an enzyme to do a further modification. Meaning, so this is the only furthest that it can go in the granulosa cells. So this progesterone, what is going to happen? Because remember, what is here? This is a granulosa cell. This is what happened here, right? So what is going to happen? This progesterone that is making granulosa, that's going to diffuse to this, this layer of cells. What is this? Theca interna. It's going to go. So let's say this theca interna, okay, so this granulosa, progesterone is made here. It is going to come, look, this progesterone is going to come right here, look. Right here. It's going to go to this area, which is this is a theca interna. It's going to come right here. Because this theca interna is the one that has an enzyme. Let me write down in red here, okay? To convert progesterone into what? Other compounds. Like, for example, it's going to make 17-alpha progesterone. And basically, by doing what? By putting an enzyme that's present in the theca interna, which is called 17-alpha hydroxylase enzymes. Okay? And then, what is going to happen is, the 17-alpha progesterones, okay? What is going to happen? There's another enzyme they're going to see. What is that enzyme called now? That is going to convert progesterone into androstenedione. And this is by obviously enzyme called 17 and 20 lyase enzymes. That's what's going to happen here. Look at this. So basically, the most important thing here is, you guys remember, is that these granulosa cells, they do not have these 2 enzymes, 17-alpha hydroxylase and 17-20 lyase enzyme. It's not present here in the granulosa cells. Okay, that's the reason why, these progesterone gets sort of like diffused through in this theca interna cells, and they go through this process. And you have to remember. Now what's going to happen here? Now, because remember, these hormones are male hormones, okay? So what is going to happen? But how do we make estrogen? Now we know what's going to happen. These guys, this androstenedione, you make male hormones in your theca interna, right? Now this androstenedione, they will diffuse through the granulosa cell now. Look at this. It's going to make a cycle here. You know? So what is going to happen? Let's say this compound right here, okay? Let me make this. Okay, let's hear. This compound is here. What is this? Androstenedione, right? It's here. Okay. It can go two paths here, okay? Look. It can do two things here. One, and let me make another one. Look, there's an enzyme, okay? This enzyme is called what? There's a two enzyme right down here. Okay, let me write down here a little bigger. Okay, this enzyme here, okay? This androstenedione, this enzyme present, okay, that is called, let me write down here. Okay, let me make this little, okay, let's just make this right here, like this. This enzyme here, okay, let me write down here. First is, it's called 17-beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenesis. Okay? It's called 17-beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenesis. Okay? At the 17 positions, it's going to put what? It's going to do a dehydrogenesis. Okay? So when it does it with this compound, you have to remember the androstenedione, you know what is that going to make? It's going to make testosterone. Testosterone. That's what it's going to make. Okay? Or there's also another enzyme which is called here in the granula, which is called aromatase enzymes. Okay? This is very, very important, which is only present in granulosa cell. Look, if this androstenedione, okay, if you put this aromatase, meaning like putting the aromatic ring, if you put an aromatic ring with this enzyme aromatase to the androstenedione, you make a estrogen. And remember, estrogens, we have to talk about, there are 3 different types of estrogens, okay? And this is important because in some exams, they might ask you this, okay? If you put aromatic ring into this androstenedione, okay, then you make this compound right here. Let me write down here. This compound is called estrone. Okay? You make estrone. But remember, if 17-beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenesis is placed into the androstenedione, then you make testosterone. And then there's an enzyme which can put, and then aromatase can put aromatic ring in testosterone and make compound called beta estradiol. Okay? And remember, this beta is coming from the beta position right here. Okay? So these are 2 different types of estrogens. Okay? That is present here in the granulosa cell. Obviously, this beta estradiol right here, this is, quantity and quality, okay, it is more potent too, okay, abundant, comparing to this estrone, okay. But again, this is very important. If you are putting aromatic ring into the androstenedione, you're going to make estrone. But if you're converting androstenedione into testosterone, then if you put aromatic ring into there with this enzyme aromatase, then you make beta estradiol, okay? And let me just tell you, this both compound, okay, in the liver, in the placenta, okay, in placenta too, okay, they can convert into something called estriol, okay? So these are 3 different types of estrogen: estrone, beta estradiol, and estriol, okay? And this is estradiol is usually in the placenta and also in the liver, okay? And this is something that you guys have to remember. These are 3 different types of estrogens, okay? Now, so this is how the granulosa cells makes estrogen. So now, this granulosa cell, what? Made an estrogen right here, okay? So now, this estrogen which is made here, okay, what is going to happen? These guys have a lot of functions, but we're going to talk about what estrogen do here in the uterus. This estrogen will go down here and come. Look, first remember, in the fallopian tube right here, okay, they have muscularis layer, okay, they have mucosa, muscularis layer, and they have serosa, but they do not have submucosa, okay? And these guys, okay, these guys are ciliated, okay, epithelium, all right? And there are 2 different types of cell there. The one is called Packs cells, non-ciliated, and other one is a ciliated Packs cell. And the cilia is very, very important for moving this ova here, okay? Moving this ova here really well. So what they do, this estrogen, what they do is they increase the activity of the cilia. That's what these guys do, okay? That's what they do. And the other things they do is this estrogen come here, okay? And look at this uterus. Uterus has 3 layers, okay? Look, this outside layer, which contain mesothelium. Let me write down mesothelium. Okay, this is called peritoneum, or actually it's called perimetrium. That's perimetrium. Okay, and you see the middle layer right here. This middle layer is myometrium because it has a lot of this what, it has a lot of this smooth muscles. Okay, it is very thick on the upper part and a little thinner in this cervix area. Okay, and this is the myometrium, is the where you have this hormone called oxytocin. That's why it works during the partition time. Okay, oxytocin. And this inner layer right here, you see these cells right here? Okay, these cells are obviously simple columnar epithelium. These cells are called endometrium, and you have to remember this because endometrium is highly vascular. Okay, and they also have like these glands. We call them uterine glands. Okay, uterine glands. All right, uterine glands. That's what this guy's endometrium has. Look, outermost layer, we call them a perimetrium. Middle layer, we call them myometrium because they have a lot of those smooth muscles. And those smooth muscles is the one that contain the receptors for the oxytocins, okay? And they do contractions during the partition time, okay? And then there's the innermost layer of this, which is highly vascular, okay? They contain those, okay? They contain the cells, which are columnar in nature. And then also they have this uterine gland, all right? And they're obviously, as I said, they're highly vascular, right? And we'll talk about these blood vessels too. But this, when the estrogen come here, what is going to happen? What they're going to do with this endometrium do? They're going to start doing proliferations of this endometrium. That's what they're going to do. So let me, erase this part, okay? In here, so we can see that. That's the reason why, okay? We call this as a, when it comes to estrogen, we call them, this is a proliferative phase, okay? So, estrogen here, okay, let me write down estrogen, okay? In the endometrium, okay, it's going to do a proliferations of those cells. That's what it's going to do. So it's a proliferative phase, all right? And then this estrogen will also come at this area. What is this? Cervix. And this cervix have those glands, okay? And they're continuous in female. They're always producing mucus, okay? They're always producing mucus. And what is going to happen is that those in the cervix region right here, let's write down cervix, it is going to make that cervix, those mucus, thin, okay, and stringy. It's going to make that. And it is important to make that too. So that will look at the sperm right here, okay? This sperm can actually go through, because remember, it can move upward through this external os and through this canal, cervical canal, and it has to go through this, opening to the uterus, okay? So it has to move upward. So, and in order to move, it has to make thin and stringy, okay? So that's what this estrogen do, okay? One is the proliferation of the endometrium, and other one is that what? Making the mucus thin and stringy. So if we make, let's say proliferations, all right? We'll just make it a different color for this one. We'll just say proliferate right here, okay? It makes the proliferations of this test. We're just using a different color for this. Okay, that's what it does. Okay? Not only that, estrogen does that, because when the estrogen is going up, what is going to happen? That is going to give, okay, let's write it down here. That's going to give, estrogen look, here, it's going to go to the anterior pituitary. Okay, let me just write down. Look, estrogen is going to come here. Look, this is my estrogen, right? And then it's going to, look, negative feedback, okay? Because remember, so it gives a negative feedback. That's what it's going to do. So when they give the negative feedback, what is going to happen? The level of FSH, okay, that decreases, right? Because remember, when that is happening, we don't want, because more, this process to happen, okay? So it is trying to tell this other follicles not to get converted into, let's say, primary follicles or secondary follicles, okay? We don't want more of that to happen. So basically, that's what it does. And then, remember, this is done also by the anterior moulating hormones, and also estrogen with a negative feedback, and the low level of FSH is coming from the anterior pituitary that also disturb this process, okay? Remember, there are few cells, they already got matured, okay? But the ones that hasn't been matured and still need this growth factor, this follicular stimulating hormones, okay? Those cells, okay, when the FSH level goes down, okay, because there's a high level of estrogen going up, and that is giving negative feedback, okay, to the anterior pituitary to release this low level of FSH and low level of LH. When that's happening, what is going to happen here is that, look, this process will be what? This process will be stopped. So the cells that still require this FSH to get converted into, what is going to happen? They will start degenerating or started dying, okay? So the process in which these follicle cells, okay, and these are like, this happens every month, okay, in female bodies. So the process in which this follicles degenerates, okay, genetically programmed, okay, they're genetically programmed and they dies. This process, okay, the death of this, the degenerations of these follicles, we call them, okay, this is called follicular atresia, okay, this happens. This is called follicular atresia, all right? Now, remember, what is this? Now what is this? These cells are doing, this theca interna is doing. This theca interna is what? They are very, very important for doing what? They're making the male androgens, right? Remember, let's just talk about this. From the theca, okay, again, they have this HDL receptor right here, okay? They bring a cholesterol right here, right? That's what these guys do. They do a cholesterol. And then cholesterol goes to, look, okay, mitochondria right here, okay? Let's make this with the obviously star protein. And these are theca cells I'm talking about. And it's interna. The cholesterol is here, guys. And the cholesterol gets converted again, just like that, on the okay, nanolon, right? And obviously with the P450 side chain cleavage enzymes. And the pregnenolone comes here, okay? And obviously, what is going to happen? These guys get converted into progesterone. And you know how this case progesterone, okay, with the 3-beta hydroxygen. And this progesterone will go, and remember, it will make this compound, and the androgen will diffuse to the granular cell to make estrogen. Okay, that's how it works. So beautiful, right? So beautiful. Now, remember, this LH, okay, this LH works in the theca cells with the receptor, let's just say LH, right here, okay, comes here. Obviously, it's associated with GS pathway, guys. And ultimately, what is going to happen? GS leads into activity of cyclic AMP and then protein kinase A. Same thing with the FSH right here also. Okay, it is also, okay, let me just write down here, FSH right here. Okay, the GS pathway again. And then obviously, level of cyclic AMP goes up and they just enhances this activity, okay, with the protein kinase A. All right. So these are the, so this is something you remember too, all right? Now, so when this is happening, right? So continually look, these cells, okay, these cells obviously keep multiplying or proliferating, and then what is going to happen here is that, okay, once they're proliferating, they started creating this cavity. This started creating a cavity like here, right here, this, the fluid-filled cavity, okay? And this fluid-filled cavity, I'm going to make it in black. This fluid-filled cavity is called what? It's called antrum, because it's a cavity. And whenever there's a single layer of the fluid cavity, we call them a secondary follicles, okay? And then what is going to happen here is that, okay, and this is usually happening from the period of look, the FSH is going around. This is happening, right? But around day 13 or 14, okay, if the female cycle, let's say the female monthly cycle is 28, okay, like 28 days. If it's a female cycle, it's 28 days. Let's say 1 to 28 days. 1 to 20. Then usually we say that when is your ovulation period? We say that's 14 days, okay? And how do we calculate that? All we do is we do a 28 minus 14 and we make it 14 days. And then this is how we calculate the ovulation day, okay? Or LH surge, we'll talk about that too. It's called LH surge. And usually, if the female cycle is 30 days, then you have to do 30 minus 14, okay? And if you do 30 minus 40, that gives you 16, okay? And that would be the ovulatory days, okay? If the female cycle is, let's say, 26 days, then you do 26 minus 14, okay? Just remember the 14. You just subtract by the 14. And then you get what? You get 12 days, all right? So that would be her day. Now, that's what it happens. So now in the secondary follicles, like, there's antrum is created and these cells are multiplying and growing, right? That's what is happening. Remember, when this happens, and there are also junipaloosa is there, okay? Then what's going to happen is that there's a lot of this now. Look, with both the process, they're making so much of the estrogens, okay? So the plasma level of estrogen goes so up, all right? They're so up. Then what is going to happen is that is going to suddenly, what is going to happen? Before, the estrogen was playing a negative role, okay? Negatively, it's affecting this anti-pituitary. So it was suppressing the release of FSH and LH, okay? But guess what? But suddenly what is going to happen is that it switches because the plasma level of estrogen is going so up, okay? And there's already low level of this FSH is coming, okay? So because of what is going to happen is ultimately is what is happening. Suddenly, there's a bigger or dramatically increased release of LH hormones. Compared to FSH also increases, but LH increases way more, okay? Compared to FSH. That's the reason why we call them LH surge, okay? LH surge happens. Okay, that is very, and this is usually happening. If the monthly cycles of female is 28 days, then usually this happens around day, let's say day 13 or 14 hours. Okay, that's what usually happens that. So, what is going to happen in that time is that, these guys, okay, this LH, whenever there's lots of this LH hormones coming, it's going to, what is this? Going to this, all the Theca cells, right? The LH. And what's going to happen is that there's a lot of blood vessels that are going there, okay? They're going to stimulate the blood vessels and blood vessels start dilating, okay? And what is going to happen? When the blood vessels are dilating, this fluid cavity is like getting even more and bigger, okay? And remember, and it separates, because this fluid separates this granulosa cells, like this, look. Look at this. This blue is my granulosa cell, right? Look at this here. The granulosa cell here, there's also, this oocyte is sort of like, crowned with this granulosa cells, okay? This oocyte is crowned with the granulosa cells. The crown is called corona, okay? Radiata, all right? That's what it's called. And then, look at this. There's a fluid right here. There's a space between. This is called antrum, okay? And there is going to be a bunch of this is going to happen, right? And because the fluid is filling, this is going to keep getting expanded. And when it's going to keep getting expanded, what is going to happen is that, remember this outer layer of theca externa? There is no blood supply there. They're avascular. Okay, so what is going to happen? This is going to keep expanding. And what is going to happen is ultimately, these guys get ruptured. Okay, they will get ruptured. So when this guy get ruptured, okay, ultimately, this basically, because so what is going to happen? These secondary follicles now, with this process, okay, getting more, getting more proliferating, okay, and then there's going to be more granulosa cells, okay, more theca, internal, external. This is all happening. There's more fluids are happening, right? There's a bunch of layers of this antrum is going to be there, okay? And these gets, from the secondary follicle, this become the mature follicles or Graafian follicles, okay? This is called Graafian follicles. And these Graafian follicles is the one, okay? When because of the LH hormones, okay? They stimulate these cells, and again, this is going to go get bigger, and they're going to expand it, and then what is going to happen is that, they'll get ruptured.